SeaWorld is situated on the Gold Coast of Australia, and with it featuring both a wide variety of marine life and rides, it is easy to see why it's one of the top tourist attractions in the country. However, today we're going to count down the top 10 rides at SeaWorld Gold Coast. Starting off at number 10, we have Dora's Fiesta Carousel. And no matter whether you are a huge fan of Dora the Explorer or are just looking for another fun and enjoyable attraction for the family, then this carousel ride is just for you. Previously known as Cookie Monster Carousel when I was younger, as soon as you have decided what horse or seat that you want, the ride will begin to spin around in circles whilst your horse is risen up and down. Nevertheless, what I particularly love about this carousel is the onboard audio, as hearing Dora the Explorer and of course a very catchy soundtrack is muy bien. From taking a nice relaxing carousel ride to spinning non-stop around, for our number 9 position we're going to be heading under the sea for Patrick's Jellyfish Frenzy. Themed towards, believe it or not, Patrick and of course the jellyfish from the SpongeBob SquarePants series. On this sort of spinning teacup style ride, you will get to jump into one of many jellyfish and then spin around on 2 plates. Although here is where it gets cool, as by using the wheel in the centre you can make yourself spin faster and faster and faster, all to your heart's content. The question is though, how fast would you spin? Comment down below. All aboard! As at our number 8 spot on our top 10 list we have Bikini Bottom Crosstown Express, where you can jump aboard the famous Bikini Bottom boat for an adventure that you will never forget. However, before we do begin to talk about the ride experience itself, with it being a very common ride around the world, unless you are a huge SpongeBob fan, then we would suggest trying the more unique attractions first. Yet if you do decide to ride, your bus will spin, rock and rise up and down across Bikini Bottom for the 2-minute duration of the ride. How awesome, but also rather crazy is that? Have you ever wanted to become an honorary Ninja Turtle and fly through the sky? Well, if so, you have got to take a ride on Donatello's latest invention, Donatello's Ninja Flyers, as you can do just that. Similar to many of your classic Dumbo style rides from all around the world, once you and up to one other person have boarded the ride vehicle, you will head around in circles. However, unlike your classic Dumbo ride, instead of using the lever to rise up and down, you have a pedal, and therefore despite after a long day of walking it being pretty tiring, I can guarantee you that you will have one of the funnest experiences of your life. It is time for our first roller coaster on the list. As for our number 6 spot we have SpongeBob's Boating School Blast, where if you think you have what it takes to pass Mrs. Puff's boating school, you can put your foot to the metal on this family roller coaster. Featuring such elements as a lift hill, bank drop, helix and turns, from the moment you board this 2-lap ride you will know that you are in for a treat. But it does not stop there, as in addition to the layout with all of its fun theming and soundtrack throughout, in my opinion a trip to the park is no way near complete without a ride on SpongeBob's Boating School Blast. Top 5, and coming in for this position we have the SeaWorld Monorail, which despite many people not calling a so-called ride, no matter whether you want to get from one side of the park to the other or just enjoy a bird's eye view across the Gold Coast, then this 2-kilometre monorail is definitely a must do. Opening back in the year 1988 as Australia's first ever monorail ride, this attraction features a total of 3 stations, one at the entrance to the park, one at the water park, and one at the Nara Hotel, which is absolutely amazing. Nevertheless, my favourite part of the ride has to be the view, as not only is there some stunning landscapes to look at, but if you ride the attraction at the start of the day, you can see everything that the park has to offer, which is pretty sick if you ask me. Are you heading to SeaWorld on a hot Australian day? Well, if so, you have got to take a ride on Castaway Bay Battle Boats, as this awesome ride is awesome in the heat. Okay, that was a horrendous joke, but this ride sure isn't, with you and the rest of the thrill seekers in your group getting the opportunity to board your very own pirate ship, which will then head round a highly themed lake and get squirted in every direction imaginable by both the scallywags on shore and the other boats. But do not fear guys, as your boat is also equipped with a water gun, so you too can get them wet. Just remember to bring a spare pair of clothes, as you will get wet. Here we enter the top 3 rides at the park, and for this position things are starting to get a lot more intense, as we have Vortex, the park's top spin, and as you can probably guess by the name, it will definitely make you dizzy, with in a nutshell your gondola, which I will let you know spins non-stop and holds you upside down for a bit, being connected to 2 arms that will also rotate around and around and around for the entirety of the ride. So yeah, with all of this, in addition to the fact that this ride is positioned over a lake, you do not need to be a rocket scientist to know that is totally intense. Between number 2 and number 1 it was tough, however after a lot, and I mean a lot of consideration, we have decided to put Storm Coaster at number 2, as it will quite literally blow you away. Did you see what I did there? But in terms of the ride itself, this is a water coaster, and for any of you non-theme park enthusiasts out there, this means that not only will you get the fun as well as soakingness of a water ride, with it featuring a humongous tidal wave at the end, but as well as this you also experience a roller coaster ride beforehand. Yes, you heard me right, a roller coaster. So if this does not make you want to ride, I honestly do not know what will. Maybe the fact that there is also incredible theming and views throughout. We have made it to the number 1 spot, and for the best ride at the park, we have no other than Jet Rescue Coaster. And if I was going to talk about every great part of this ride, we would quite literally be here all day. But here are a few of my top picks. Now for starters, the layout is amazing, with it featuring everything from speedy launches to bank turns to even airtime hills along the way. But for me, nothing beats the fact that you do all of this on a jet ski, which is both incredibly authentic to Australia, but also makes your experience 10 times better. Therefore, for all of this and so much more, including the theming and the soundtrack, it is quite easy to see why this is the best ride at SeaWorld Gold Coast. Thank you all for listening, and see you next time. Bye bye.